Welcome back to Like-Minded Opinion. I'm just here waiting for a person to show up, and it is freezing. I just wanted to comment on what's happening around us now with Canada, the US, and Zelensky. I don't just sit on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever and constantly post what's on my mind. I'd rather do it in a format like this. Looking around at Canada and the Liberal government, it's like everybody has lost their mind. They've lost their memory. You know, it's like everybody got a memory that's only 30 seconds long. They forget what happened just 4 months ago. A month ago, probably. They don't remember that Trudeau was bringing in an increase in the federal carbon tax on April Fool's Day. And that's a good time to bring it in, because only a fool would do such a thing. People are forgetting about that. People are forgetting about the housing crisis, the homelessness, the rising food cost. Nobody can afford food, mortgages, or rent, and yet these problems are barely talked about anymore. Nobody in the media is discussing them. Instead, they're talking about Trump. Oh, Trump's tariffs, Orange Man's tariffs, 25%. The average person doesn't realize, or don't even have the time to look into these things. They trust the news to inform them of what they need to know, and they just, on average, just take it at face value. Not everybody has the time to spend hours digging through the internet and to check in on certain things that are true and see if they are true. They rely on the media, like I said, and unfortunately the media isn't going to give them an honest or unbiased answers. They're bought by the government, and the facts on that is clear. The Liberal government openly advertises that they're giving CBC about $1.4 billion annually in federal funding. And in total, the CBC and other media outlets receive billions, would it be, more through government subsidies and grants. For a news agency, if you can't survive based on the viewership alone, right, that should tell you something, shouldn't it? I would say so. You should realize that people aren't watching. They're not paying attention to your programs. Why not? Because they're fed up with the fucking bullshit. They're being told lies and whatever narrative the government wants to fabricate. So why should taxpayers who, as you admit, don't even watch your programming, why would they be forced to pay for something they avoided anyway in the first place? It's their money, and it shouldn't be happening. Taxpayers' money should not be going for media. Now, back to tariffs. I just wanted to highlight the media first, because that's where people get their information. And when the media is just spewing out script that the government gives them, a lot of people will believe it because, as I said earlier, they don't have the time to dig into it. So, about these tariffs, does Donald Trump not have the right to protect his people and try to give them a better life? Of course he does. You can't continue believing that going deeper into debt is a solution. Everybody knows that that's a problem. Why are people losing their homes? What? Because they can't afford their mortgages. Why are people being kicked out of their apartment? Because they can't afford their rent. So why doesn't the government follow the same logic? Why doesn't the government say, well, we can't afford to send billions to Zelensky because we're broke? We are, why are they giving away billions in foreign aid while Canadians struggle? Why does the government continue draining and sucking the people dry? It's not a good business model to be following. It wouldn't be a good thing to do, to follow this business model. And yet, people in Canada seem to have forgotten that on April Fool's Day, fittingly, Trudeau is increasing the carbon tax by another 23% per ton, if you want to look at it that way, but 23%. And then people complain about Trump's 25% tariffs. Does that make any sense? The government claimed, they said, we care about Canadians. We're standing up for Canadians. We're strong leaders. Give me a break. Pull the plug and let the shit out of the pipe. Man, oh man. But if that's true, why increase taxes instead of dropping them to ease the burden of the Canadian people? Why not say, since the U.S. is putting on tariffs, we're going to drop this tax to help Canadians? That would be logical, but no such thing will happen. No, sir. Now, with the elections coming around. They'll probably suspend the carbon tax for a bit, just to make people forget, only to bring it back stronger once they're reelected. In my opinion, they may suspend, but they'll never get rid of them. That's their baby. People have short memories. I keep saying that. You can't go nearly a decade with the same people in power thinking the same way and expect things to change overnight. Then there's PP. Then there's Pierre Poilievre. I used to, really respect the guy, but I've lost a bit of respect for him lately. He's losing focus. Between them all, I thought you vote for him because why vote for something you already experienced? Why not try something new? Even if it's only 20% different or 30% different, at least it's different, right? He's losing focus, and he's fallen in the same trap, obsessing over Trump like everybody else. Trump, 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 Orange Man bad, Kamala good. But when it comes down to it, people care about issues affecting their daily life. The gas prices, the electricity prices, the energy prices, the food prices, the housing, the rent. That's what matters to people. Stick with that, Poilievre. Just stick with it. Don't cater to the trending topics and what CBC and NBC and who else knows what is telling the people. Stick with what made you popular. I mean, that's why Poilievre, that's why you were, rising in popularity so fast, because you focus on these issues that matter to people. Now he's getting distracted. Forget Trump, Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the Orange Man. He's putting on tariffs. Okay, there's nothing we can do about it. We can retaliate, but what good is it going to do? We can't stop him from doing it. We can only adjust accordingly. Canada has put itself in a weak position where it can't do much. Trudeau claims Europe will take 70% of our exports. Yeah, right. What he is actually saying, what he should have said, or what he is saying in clouded words, is that Canada will seek new markets elsewhere to make up for any losses caused by the U.S. tariffs. That's easier said than done, but let's be real. The U.S. is Canada's dominant trade partner, and replacing that level of trade with Europe or other markets is nowhere near as simple as he makes it sound. If it were that easy, Canada would have already diversified years ago, long ago, decades ago, I guess. It's just more political talk with no real plan. If you can sell products cheaply to Europe, then why are Canadians paying so much? You can't speak out of both sides of your mouth. Now, politicians are good at that, but people are catching on. Trudeau and his team are completely disconnected from the working class. They've never worked a real job. They don't know what it's like to struggle, and all they do is spend taxpayer money. They make money by spending other people's money. That's all they do. Nobody can argue that, I don't think. Now, look at BC, okay? For years, people have been demanding a reversal of the safe, quotes, safe drug sites, decriminalization policies of the drugs. The media portrays it as a success, a paradise. But if you actually go there, it's a nightmare. It's a friggin' nightmare. It's like The Walking Dead. A city full of zombies. People bent over, dirty, high, defecating on themselves. And the government created this. Why aren't Canadians furious? Why are they not demanding this to stop? How can any sane, normal person look at this and say, yeah, this is great. I love this. You'd have to be satanic. If there's a Satan, then you would be satanic, because who else would be saying this? People are homeless, hungry, and addicted, right? Nobody in their right mind thinks this is good. No way. And if you do, you're satanic, like I said. There's no other explanation. This isn't compassion. It's evil. I would love to help these people. I would love to be able to just fix the problems, because I'm a human and I have a heart. But instead of using taxpayer money to fix the crisis, the government wastes it on nonsense. Meanwhile, Canada suffers. Very few as a whole is standing up for the working class. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I see my buddy here has finally showed up, so hopefully some of this made sense. If you have listened to this, if one person out there in the internet world have come across this, let me know in the comments what you think. Just my thoughts for today. Let me know what you think. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day and the rest of the week.